What is going on, my good people? This is your man Zenithano. You watching RC Omega. Salute to all my division agents out there. We are traversing the DZ South, and we're about to take out a rogue agent. Right now, pay attention. You'll notice that I'll release a drone. The drone will go around the back way. You see, it just took off to the right. It's gonna go through a doorway and come up through a little gangway and attack them from the back. They never see it coming. There you go. It's hitting them right now. You see the damage numbers. You'll notice it'll stop suddenly because they took out my drone. Watch this. Drop the you drop the artificer and then re-enable the drone, right? So this is what's happening. This is my infinite seeker mine build, but you can also put a drone on it in the dark zone, and this is what I use in the dark zone all the time because they never see it coming. They never expect it. They take out that drone and they expect that you probably got 20 seconds, 30 seconds before you can reach another drone, so they start trying to shoot you immediately. What they don't expect is that the drone is coming right back after them, and that's what's happening right here. We about to take this guy out.
Nearby agent has become rogue.
The drone is out there doing damage. See the damage numbers? Once we get up here, watch this. Rogue agent eliminated.
Gear detected.
They never see it coming.
Hostile defender drone.
All right, so at this point we switch builds, and now we're using my stealth build. Right, my main offensive skill is going to be a explosive hive. I will sometimes partner that with an explosive sticky bomb, but right now we're using the jammer. Well, not the jammer pulse, but we're using the pulse so we can check out the area. Right, we're clearing the landmark. This is what I always do. Right. One fun fact about Scorpio, I try not to use my my Scorpio as much when you got rogue guys because they can see that symbol right there. So try to balance it, you know, before we next scene. All right, so there he is right there. That's what I'm referring when I say there he is. I'm talking about I'm scanning through the walls. I can see the guys, the rogue guys, trying to find me. So there we go. We got 1, 2, 3. That's them. That's the guys that like to go rogue. Same dudes. That's them. Same dudes. So what we're gonna do is kind of hang back. You notice how they not going after the guy at all? When I say the guy, they running all around. They running around looking for me. I mean the NPCs in the landmark because they don't care about the actual, you know, landmark. Right.
Hostile artillery turret.
They're trying to take me out. They're trying to find me.
Rogue agent detected.
I can see them, but they can't see me. Stay close by the landmark. Engage the landmark. And clear it. I cleared it.
Nearby.
Clear it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not even in there.
Cleared.
You see what I'm saying? And the landmark is still cleared. I still get paid. Oh. Let's go. That's a win. That's a win. That's moving stealth in the dark zone. Right here. This is going to be risky because they could be coming up the road right there. So making the extraction, I normally call for a couple of extractions. I don't extract immediately. This could take a little time. But I'm speeding up the video right here to show you the route that I take. I've said this before. If you've watched my content, you know what I'm talking about. On the inside of the truck there, we go through this back here, and then we'll go up here and we'll call for another extraction in this section. And then typically I'll run back to the direction I just came from. This time we're going to do something a little different. We're going to go up this way. Pay attention to the route that I take. We don't go over the yellow right here. We don't go there. We'll go past and call for another extraction here, right? I'm going to hang back. There's a little doorway in here. I always wait right here. And then I will check for my nearby, players, people nearby. So we'll go in this section, social, check nearby, see if I see anybody, right? We're all about seeing everybody. Moving stealth through the dark zone, honestly, is about you seeing everybody else. It's more about that than it is about them not seeing you, but it's that balance. You follow me? Right? Because you want to avoid people, right? So right now, I'm going to turn around back towards the entry point over back here. A guy's going to pop up back here, but how am I going to notice him? What do you think I'm going to do? I'm looking at the NPCs. I'm looking for damage from the NPCs. I'm going to turn around in a second here. See that damage? That's somebody in here. So now I'm going to speed up. We run back this way. And I'm not going completely to another location. I'm just kind of staying close. So I'll be in this little area, just kind of pulsing, looking around me to see what's going on, right? So I know which direction I may need to move in. You know what I mean? I'm looking at see if there's any damage to NPCs. You follow me? Anybody taking damage up there? It doesn't look like it, right? So I'm just, again, keeping my eyes open at this point. At this point in the video, basically all that's happening right now is I'm watching the NPCs, I'm scanning the areas, looking through walls, looking for where these guys are. I kind of got an area pinpointed. I know they're back in the opposite direction. So now I'm going to come here and go ahead and call for another extraction just to loop them a little bit. Just in case somebody's still feeling a little froggy, then I'm going to make my way to another extraction point where I'm going to extract from. And this is the place that I typically always extract from. And the reason why I like to come here is because it's like 3 different ways to get here. So if I'm really running from somebody, if I'm really trying to move stealth, I can come in this way in multiple different directions. You follow me? So, and there's a lot of different places to hide and move in and out. So I always extract from here, and I just call from the other places just to throw them off and make them run around, right? So I wait about 14, 15 seconds. Our extraction at this point is completed. You follow me? Moving stealthily through the dark zone may take you a little bit more time. It's more fun, a little cat and mouse, but you'll get the things that you want out of the dark zone build. This is my DZ build, the one that I just ended the dark zone with. This is a stealth build. It is one of my top builds from last year, and I still use it today. It is one of the best builds, best ideas that I came up with, my DZ build, right? So this one is a stealth build, right? You got 1.6 in the armor. As you can see, it's unbreakable. So it's an absolute tank. You can take a lot of damage, which is necessary because what you do a lot with this is you do a lot of ducking, right? You're in cover. You got a whole lot of skill damage, right? And the reason why I decided to go the skill damage route is because of the fact that in the dark zone, most people run crit builds, right? And they don't fare well against skill builds at all, right? So the balance is having a skill build with a lot of armor. Like, that's kind of where you want to go with it. And then when it comes to your weapons, you're going for precision shooting, and you're working on, you're relying on bloom, accuracy, and stability, which is my 3 favorite things, and I always talk about it. So it makes sense for me, my gaming style. Some of you guys are going to look at those numbers of reds and be like, ooh, I can't do it. I get it. To each his own. But keep in mind, this is a skill build. Look at how many yellows you have. You see 3 there, but it's actually more than 3 on this side, for the skill tier icon. You only see 3, but this is more than 3. Thanks to the Ninja backpack and, of course, the Picaro's holster, right? So you got that going on. We're going to look at all of that in just a second here. But again, my DZ build, weapon we're using, weapon of choice, is going to, of course, be Glory Days. Damage to targets out of cover at 10%, 21 of health, 15 on your AR damage. And, of course, we got the Scorpio, 15 damage, 12 damage to armor. Critical hit damage is at 10%. Accuracy, stability, you see what that is. And then right here we have the not the Wyvern, but the Yowl, right, is the next best thing to system corruption, right, in terms of stealth builds, right? Post resistance 40%. You can see that there. We got weapon damage increase, and we got 10% hazard protection, right? And that's the 3, that's what you get, your 3, right? Of course, Ninja backpack, bringing it all together. We got another glove for your Yowl, 170 on the armor, a little armor regen. We got some skill haste, 9.6. Then we got our Wyvern right here. So skill damage, status effect, 15%. Another skill damage and more skill haste at 12%. And we go over to our Picaro's holster. We got skill damage at 10, 15 damage of top, skill tier. That's your extra skill tier. So it's 4, but it's a 6 tier because we're utilizing other things to acquire skill tiers, of course. Skill damage 15, weapon damage, skill tier up top. No magazine size increase. And then we got, of course, the Badger Tough. We know what the Unbreakable, the king of the Unbreakables is the Badger Tough. Perfectly unbreakable, 100% return, 55 seconds. We got that going on. And then we already looked at this. Now, 8.3 post resistance. I've talked about this before, but how do I accomplish my level of post resistance? Let me just show you. Look at my stability, by the way. Look at my stability, 150, yeah. So, my post resistance is at like 1.8 or something on this one. Where is it? Protection, post resistance. No, it's 106.6, right? 100 is plenty. That's all you need is 100, but I'm a little bit over because I got 8.3s. Right, so I got an 8.3 here. I actually do have an 8.9 now. What you need is a 10. If I get a 10, I'm perfect, right? So, anyway, we got the 8.3 right here, post resistance. We have another 8.3 to accomplish. To get over 100%, you want to be at least at 100%. That makes you completely invisible in the dark zone. And this is the reason why we could see those guys, but they couldn't see me. I could see them coming, but they couldn't see me. I guarantee you they was posting. At some point in the video, you would see when I had my hardwire build on, you would see they keep saying you've been post, you've been post. But when I had that build on, you never saw that symbol that said you've been post because I am completely off the radar. They can't see me. So what I'll do is if I want to clear landmark, I'll throw a hive in there, let the hive work. If I feel like somebody's going to come in, I could just move around and stay out of sight, but stay close to landmark like you just saw me do, and I will still clear the landmark without without these guys even getting eyes on me. You follow me? They're going to be in there looking for me, and when they're in there looking for me, they're going to have to fight the NPC, so they're going to do the work for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the idea. You know what I mean? I'm going to let them do the work for me. I'm going to stay close by, off the radar, let my hive work in there because the hive being busy in there is going to give them the idea that I'm close by. So they're going to be running close by to try to see me. Where can they find me? But typically, they're not going to go outside of the landmark. You follow me? Because they think I have to be in there. But my hive is in there. You follow me? And I'm just close by. My hive is the one that's in there. That's what's acquiring. That's why it's still active. That's why I'm still active in the landmark, because my hive is in there. You follow me? My hive is still doing damage. I don't have to be physically in here. I can leave the hive, right? So, you know, it's just outsmarting these guys. You know, they're just, a lot of these guys, you know, it's just typical, you know. So just outsmart them. That's all that is. What is a hive hitting at? And PvP damage is 243K. Pretty good for PvP damage. And then, of course, in the in-game damage, you're over 1 million. Over 1 million. So you take this build in-game, you're doing over 1 million in damage, right? And the one thing that I like to run with this, right now you can see I have a pulse on here, but let's just load it straight from the, and you see that explosive? This is how I run this when I'm in-game. So I don't use the jammer. I don't use the, I mean, not jammer pulse, but I don't use the pulse when I'm in game and I'm just going through missions. I use the explosive right here, the sticky bomb, and you can see what the damage does on that. Yeah, and with a cooldown of 22 seconds, bro, it's like the next best thing to a hardwire, right? So absolutely love this build. That is my beautiful DZ build, and with this video, I'm gonna try to make sure I edit it down so it's not too long. We're going to check out 2 builds, right? So there's my DZ, and the other one that I used in there is the one right below the DZ is Infinite Seeker Mine. That is done intentionally because I use these 2 in the Dark Zone, right? So Dark Zone action right here, you at 1.3, not as much armor, but 1.3 unbreakable, same chest plate from the DZ build, from the Yao DZ build, the Yao Stealth DZ build. We're hardwired this time. You will be post on this one. Right now, as you saw, anytime I go into the Dark Zone and I see that the rogue guys are waiting right by the main entrance, they always do the same thing. I use the Infinite Seeker Mine build. They don't know what to do with this because when you send a Seeker Mine at them, they okay, I can take the blast, and then okay, I'm just gonna put an armor kit on and come back out there. But they don't realize you can send Seeker Mines to them non-stop. So it's funny if you can watch the gameplay. They just start scrambling. They just start running in circles because they just keep coming. They keep coming. It scrambles them. And when they scramble like that, the other guys that got the crit builds and the AR, builds, they can go in and just take these guys down. I cause the disturbance. You know what I mean? So you work as a team. And typically, it's important to do that because of the fact that they're working as a team. Typically, when you're fighting a rogue person, it's not just one. A lot of times, it's 3 or 4 guys. So let's team up. I'm going to put on this build. They're going to be able to post me, but they're not going to be able to do much with you guys with these heavy, crit AR builds. And I'm just sending Seeker Mines at them nonstop. And then what you saw is I will switch this Seeker Mine sometimes to this drone. Now, this one's a little bit tricky because you have to lure them in, right, when you use the drone. Right? Typically, they're going to try to hide behind walls and pop out because they got a build that's just got insane reds so they can just tap you a little bit and drop you. What you want to do is you kind of got to hang out close to the entrance where they like to poke their head out and shoot them rounds off. You want to kind of hang out, because make them come to you, right? Because they're very confident what that crit build, what that red build will do. But what they can't handle is when that drone starts chasing them. And it's been autofized. And the cool thing about this build is the talent that you have on your BTSU glove. You can overcharge for 15 seconds with this. So what you do is you send the drone after them. And when this drone is chasing them, you have an autofizer that is your secondary skill, and this is what you're going to detonate. So while the drone is working on them and the drone is firing at them, detonate the hive. The drone will go from a 4 tier to an overcharge and just disintegrate these guys, right? It's crazy. It's absolutely hilarious. These same 3 dudes that was just chasing me, they couldn't figure out what to do when I kept sending that drone out. Because they'll shoot the drone. They'll destroy the drone. And then they come running back to the front like, yeah, we destroyed your drone. And then here comes another one. It's beautiful because as soon as they come running straight down the middle, thinking that it's over because they destroyed the drone, there's another one right in their face, and I send it straight right back after them. You know what I'm saying? It's coming straight down the line. Drop these guys. You know, it's pretty cool. Try something like this. So again, this is my offensive skill build for the Dark Zone. Well, we got skill damage here. We got a little crit chance right there on that mask. Right here, we've seen this one before, but you got repair skill. We got skill haste 11.5. We got skill damage up top, right? And mind you, you got your extra skill haste. You got, 15. You got skill damage increase, repair skill, right? You got that going on, and some additional repair skill. If you want to use a repair skill for whatever reason, you got additional right here on the chest plate. Down here, you got a little explosive resistance, which we don't care about. We're not using that. Right here, we got more skill damage, right? And of course, you got skill haste and repair skill again on the BTSU glove, plus the transfer overclock talent, transference overclock, right? And then of course, you're using the backpack. This is something important that I should have mentioned before is you decrease your feedback loop speed from 20 seconds to 10 seconds. And that is essential in creating that infinite ability, if you will, right? And what I mean by infinite ability is basically you can call that skill out non-stop. Back to back, your cooldown is like 2 seconds, if anything, like a second and a half or something, right? And it depends on if you send it's like, okay, let's say if you send out a seeker, let's say you send a seeker out and you detonate it before it reaches the target, like you detonate it pretty quick, then you might have a little bit of a cooldown, like maybe 2 seconds at the most. But other than that, you just keep going. You keep sending them out. By the time it destroys your target, you can drop the hive on the ground, pick the hive back up, and send another seeker out. And you don't even have to pick the hive back up before you send the seeker out. You can drop the hive, send the seeker, then pick the hive up. Once the seeker explodes, drop the hive again, send the seeker out. Just back to back, back to back. You know, it's some phenomenal stuff. I absolutely love it, right? So that is your Seeker Mine build. And of course, I'm using a Seeker Mine on it. But as you saw in the Dark Zone, very effective if you go ahead and you put the drone on there. Because that drone will keep chasing them. And there's only so much they can do. They're taking all them rounds. You got guys chasing them with ARs. Drone hitting them at the same time. They keep trying to kill the drone. Drone keep coming back. You know, you got other guys with other kind of builds all happening at the same time. This is the perfect type of build to partner with a crew in the Dark Zone. Especially when you're dealing with rogue guys. Absolutely love it. So listen. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was 2 builds. That's my Dark Zone build. Spent a little time out there in the Dark Zone. Did a little time. What I need to do is I need to do my freaking manhunt. As you can see, I am far behind, right? But we got 3 weeks left. 3 weeks. So I got some time. I'll get to it. I'll get it done. But yeah, that's my Dark Zone. I spent a little time in the Dark Zone today. I wanted to share that with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. There was some cool stuff happening before I started recording. I should have been recording. I was using the Seeker Mine at first, and I was dropping these guys. It was pretty funny. But I wasn't recording, so I made sure I was recording once I pulled the drone out. So listen, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. We out of here. Peace.